Very interested. I don't know who she is. Just found out about her, like I said yesterday, and I'm going live. I'm literally right now hitting it. We're gonna watch these videos. I'm gonna share a screen on my YouTube. We're gonna watch. I want to know who this chick is. All right, fully, because I don't know. Ready?
Remember, here we are today, Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women to choose and have control over their own body.
No, it went back to the state.
Who, as women, are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing there, allowing us to die.
Really?
Now want to
I don't know
pretend
if that's
today
what's happening.
that they care about women.
I don't know if that's what's happening.
I don't know about y'all. I don't know who's been to gym class lately, but girls, even if you only believe in two genders, I've played co-ed sports all the time. But what this also opens the door for is for women to try to perform a very specific kind of femininity for the very kind of men who are drafting this bill, and to open up.
Stay pinned for some
Alexandra Ocasio.
But yeah, this has to be the first female though in history that's done this, where she's not just going by a last name. They call her AOC, which is so weird. And I really want this to stay pinned. How do I force this to stay pinned? When did they start doing this with the comments? I have not been live for so long that it's so obvious. Show most sent comments, allow comments, filter comments. No, I don't need to filter comments. I'm taking that off because I let people freedom of speech. Blocked keywords. No, I don't give a fuck about that. How do I keep a comment pinned the entire time? That's fucking stupid. You can't do that anymore. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop going live for a second just to change the name because I want to make sure this is better, so people know. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna shut this down and I'll come right back. Facts, background. Sorry guys, like I said, I'm not used to doing this yet, so this might take a minute. Can I not get that to fit better? No, that's not gonna fit for shit. Okay. Damn. All right, we're just gonna take that off because it looks like shit. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's get it. Let's get it rocking and rolling. I don't know if my audio is gonna. I hope it doesn't echo, but
Cortez is the face of democratic socialism, and since her brain is as empty as the promises of unfettered statism, I am absolutely fine with that.
Whoa,
every time she makes,
bro, I just got this video is 4 minutes long, and it started like that. Jesus Christ, the fact that Fox News is that brutal right off the bat, like, bro. This 4-minute clip, this is how it starts, bro.
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is the face of democratic socialism. And since her brain is as empty as the promises of unfettered statism, I am absolutely fine with that. Every time she makes another gaffe, it only highlights how horrible the system is and how the bubble...
They had to start right there. Oh, my God. When her brain's is empty. Oh, my God. That's That is absolutely, that is great. That is fantastic. I cannot believe they started it like that. Fox News for the dub, bro. That was the most wild stuff.
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is the face of democratic socialism. And since her brain is as empty as the promises of unfettered statism, I am absolutely fine with that. Every time she makes another gaffe, it only highlights how horrible the system is and how the bubble-wrapped utopian pipe dream that has been sold like Florida's swampland to gullible college students will ultimately implode from its own dead weight. AOC supposedly has an economics degree, which I imagine she got through the mail by clipping box tops off her Panda Puff cereal, because she certainly didn't have to sit through any classes, or some rational nuggets would have seeped into her brain through accidental osmosis.
This is serious. This should not be a partisan issue. Iowa, Nebraska, broad swaths of the Midwest are drowning right now, underwater. Farms, towns that will never be recovered and never come back. And we're here, and people are more concerned about helping oil companies than helping their own families.
That's why they're making fun of her. That makes sense.
This is about American lives, and it should not be partisan. Science should not be partisan. Deeper still, we don't have to project 1 minute into our future to see that the climate crisis is already here. A woman whose dreams of motherhood now taste bittersweet because of what I know about our children's future. And that our actions are responsible for bringing their most dire possibilities into focus.
No, she's as stupid as people say, man. Like, what the fuck is
in the United States struck in the form of Hurricane Maria.
Like, what
the climate change-powered storm.
The climate change-powered storm
killed over 3,000 Puerto Ricans. None of this is a coincidence, because climate change is not a coincidence or a scientific anomaly.
Not a coincidence.
Climate change is a consequence.
You're talking about zero carbon emissions, no use of fossil fuels within 12 years.
And
that is
I'm live
the goal.
on YouTube as
it's
well.
Ambitious.
People who actually want to see my live, who actually can't see the video, you can just hear the audio. I am 100%. I am live on Oh, well, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, I'm actually doing this on YouTube too. So if you guys want to come join, YouTube is the Protective Guardian, same as this. I am actually watching a video on AOC. I just figured out who she was yesterday. I have no idea who she is. So I'm learning all these videos today about her. Like I said, I have no clue who she is. I just got really curious. So I am live on YouTube, as well as I'll stay live on TikTok to finish up these videos, because I'm definitely interested on who this chick is. Because I've heard AOC a couple times, and typically, like, she's the first I've seen, because typically Biden, Trump, you know, they go by their last names typically. No, this chick went by AOC, which I didn't know about. So I'm like, damn, okay, that's interesting. You know, I didn't think anything of it. And I thought AOC was like a form of the government or something, but it's not true. By the way, again, guys, that Protective Guardian on YouTube, you can come follow me and watch the actual video. I'm going to keep this live open, but there's another live on YouTube active right now where you can actually see the video of what I'm reacting to, because I'm definitely interested on who she is, because I don't know much about her, and that's why I'm watching these videos, because I actually want to know more about her and why everybody's saying she's a controversial mess right now. So let's get back to it.
Is that possible? You're talking about everybody having to drive an electric car?
It's going to require a lot of rapid change that we don't even conceive as possible right now.
She admitted the electric car crisis is impossible.
Everyday Americans still have the power to organize and fight for their communities.
Gosh, looks like a chipmunk. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but he looks like a freaking chipmunk, guys. What the hell is with those teeth?
Well, one of those things is, we're subsidizing those jobs. So the city was paying for those jobs. So frankly, if we were willing to give Amazon, if we were willing to give away $3 billion for this deal,
lady, you're a multi-millionaire based on the American
in
people's
our
bag. You
district
think you
ourselves.
look a little better.
We could hire out more teachers. We can fix our subways. We can put a lot of people to work for that money if we wanted to. There was no guarantee that those jobs were for the New Yorkers that were here. We were looking at a deal that was not primarily putting the community first.
Okay, so let's say I'm a really bad guy, and let's say I have some skeletons in my closet
that I need to cover up so that I can get elected. Mr. Smith, is it true that
I'm
you
sorry,
wrote
what
this?
did she just
so let's say I
repeat?
be first. Okay, so let's say I'm a really, really bad guy, and let's say I have some skeletons in my closet that I need to cover up so that I can get elected.
Oh, you're talking about Trump. Okay,
Mr. Smith, is
her.
it true that you wrote this article, this opinion piece for the Washington Post entitled, "These payments to women were unseemly, that doesn't mean they were illegal"?
Well, I can't see the piece, but I wrote a piece under that headline in the Post, so I assume that's right.
Okay, great. So, green light for hush money. I can do all sorts of terrible things. It's totally legal right now for me to pay people off. And that is considered speech. That money is considered speech. And while there's all of this debate about whether a citizenship question should be included or not included, the question I have is, why are we violating the law to include?
I have one question, AOC. Why do your teeth look like a chipmunk every time you talk? And AOC, you cannot do this. This is not right. Okay? You people are destroying the government. What the fuck is... Jesus Christ, please tell me this chick can't be real, bro. She can't be real, right? Like, I'm not the only one to think she can't be real. This is a hoax, man. This has to be a fucking hoax, man. Please tell me that the Democrats are not serious about making her the 2028 nominee. Oh God. I thought it couldn't get worse than Kamala, but shit, I was wrong again, guys. Oh, brother.
Any question whatsoever in the 2020 census. So my question is, why are we violating the law to include this question in the 2020?
Point of order. There's been no enunciation of what that statute is. I don't even know what she's talking about.
I'd be happy to provide it. And this is here in U.S. Code 13 U.S. Code section 141, population and other census information, subsection F3. And I'd be happy to provide that to you.
Now, I noticed that all your I guess those attorneys back there squirming around telling you stuff. Can you tell? Maybe they can help us with this answer.
All right, joining us now is Galen Drew, political analyst and host of the GD Politics podcast. All right, Hobbs' plan kind of has the party split, with some people backing him and saying, yes, this is what we need, new energy, new blood, and others saying, let's not eat ourselves from the inside while we're trying to counter something really big. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the data, Democratic voters themselves seem to be supportive of the general idea. So the progressive data outfit, Data for Progress, asked likely Democratic voters, would you like to see older lawmakers in the party pass the torch? And 70% of Democratic likely voters said yes. So a clear majority there. But I think it's important to take a broader view here, which is historically, even when there is a lot of anti-incumbent sentiment and a high level of disapproval for one's own party, incumbents usually win. I mean, when we look at years like 2010 or 2014, when the Tea Party was in full bloom and there was famously even Eric Cantor on the Republican side who lost his renomination contest, it was only 4 or 5 lawmakers who were not winning those primary contests in those years. So I think on one hand, we should expect this to play out. We should expect some competitive primaries. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to be a huge number. Usually more than 98% of lawmakers are renominated in Congress. But I think there is definitely that sentiment out there, and we will see it play out here and there across the country.
Real.
I mean, someone who kind of walks the line between now, I guess, an incumbent, but still has the brand of a bit of an upstart is someone you were just talking about. You've got this new video posted on the Silver Bulletin Substack where you say Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez could be the likely Democrat for 2028. For years since she came to Washington, she's been a firebrand for the right. She's always written off by a lot of folks as like too progressive, but we've really seen her kind of rise and get her stride. And she's doing these rallies with Bernie Sanders and drawing crowds. Are you convinced that she could get the support of the full party if she did run?
Yeah, it's a good question. And Nate Silver and I did a Democratic primary draft that we acknowledged was way too early.
Too early. It's too early. All right, joining us.
Clips, not 900
Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is
the Democrats want to talk.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Madam.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be hopping on here, Senator Sanders' account, and we're here in Kansas City to rally for Brent Welder. We're going to flip this seat red in November.
Strong, right? There's roughly 4% unemployment, 3.9% unemployment.
November. And we're here in Kansas City to rally for Brent Welder. We're going to flip this seat red in November.
Strong, right? There's roughly 4% unemployment, 3.9% unemployment. Do you think that capitalism has failed to deliver for working class Americans, or is no longer the best vehicle for working class Americans?
Well, I think... Girl, what fucking museum did you rob that from? Jesus Christ. Like I said, for you guys who can't see, YouTube, it's literally the exact same. It's the exact same tag as my thing, the Protective Guardian. I'm also live on YouTube. I am. You can actually watch the video with me, but my God, look at the ancient Egyptian shit that she is wearing on her fucking neck. Can I turn this for a second? Like, I need this to be fucking shown. Look at this ancient. I yanked this out of a Babylonian fucking museum. I stole this from the fucking Cherokee clan. Bro, what the fuck is she wearing around her neck? Oh my Lord. Who fucking dressed her up like an Indian? Jesus Christ.
The numbers that you just talked about is part of the problem, right? Because we look at these figures and we say, oh, unemployment is low, everything is fine, right? Well, unemployment is low because everyone has 2 jobs. Unemployment
is low because everybody has 2 jobs. I can't speak for everybody. I went to college. I work 1 job, so I don't know how true that is to how many people are working versus not working. I can just tell you from experience that I'm working 1 job right now. I don't know anybody who's working more than 1 job that I can think of. And everyone's doing pretty much all right. Like, maybe it's just Arizona that we're doing okay. I mean, our housing's a little expensive, but other than that, we're doing all right. Like, it's not too bad over here. So, I mean, our housing situation's okay. But yeah, I'll keep watching this because, like I said, I am curious and I do want to understand what the fuck is going on. I'm really confused about her. Like, so far, I can tell you that she's dumber than a box of rocks. And I've watched 3 videos of her so far. This is the 4th. But I mean, in their defense, the 4th video literally claims the worst of AOC. So, like, what did I expect? I don't know. I'm just watching.
It's low because people are working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and can barely feed their kids.
I work like 40.
And so I do think that right now we have this no hold.
I've noticed some people are joining the live. I'm going to probably restart it just so I can get like a more catchy name. I feel like the name catching is not getting me today, but I'm also live on YouTube. Same name, the Protective Guardian. I'm reacting to AOC. I just found out about her yesterday, which is shocking considering that I've pretty much been up to everything, like Trump disrespecting wearing a blue suit, which is another big fucking hoax. And I really wish that Trump would just start suing people, because if they did that shit to me, I would file a defamation lawsuit. Zach's the only one wearing blue at the Pope's funeral. Pans out, everybody's fucking wearing blue. Like, it is brain melting how stupid these people are. Like, how the fuck do you claim? How do you claim something that it takes just a part of a Google search to prove? And there's people that I'm not even gonna lie that I've seen do either lives or I've seen do videos claiming how disrespectful Trump was for not wearing black and white and having to stand out from a crowd, which never happened. But yeah, I'm gonna restart the live. I'll be right back. Okay, so Let's keep watching these videos.
Barred Wild West hyper-capitalism. What that means is profit at any cost. Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
A couple of other items on your...
What the fuck did she just say? Back that shit up. What?
Barred Wild West hyper-capitalism. What that means is profit at any cost. Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
Of others.
This bitch just wholeheartedly admitted that capitalism will not always exist. If anybody is dumb enough to make you the 2028 Democratic nominee after saying some fucking stupid shit like that, they deserve to be hit by a bus. What the literal fuck did this bitch just admitted she wanted to get rid of capitalism and it won't always exist? She fucking said that on live TV. Holy shit. How am I what the fuck? We're gonna play that again.
What that means is profit at any cost. Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
Jesus fucking Christ. She did. She literally said capitalism won't always exist. Oh, brother.
Other items on your policy agenda that you made very clear throughout. Medicare for all, federal jobs guarantee. And
the thing I want these people to start asking Democrats, okay, and I'm live on YouTube, by the way, as well, if you want to actually watch what I'm reacting to. Same name. But what the fuck goes through your head when you do this stuff? What goes through your head when you talk like this? Like, how physically stupid can a person really fucking be? It boggles my mind the level of fucking idiocy these people have. How the fuck do you run your mouth chatting on and on about some dumb Jesus Christ, AOC, I already hate you and I don't even know you more than a day.
Will not always exist in the world.
Of other items on your policy agenda that you made very clear throughout. Medicare for all, federal jobs guarantee, and tuition-free public universities and trade schools. Those look to a lot of people like promises of gifts under the tree, but they wonder how they'll be paid for. Now you're in a position.
That's my question. That is my question. Thank you. How are you fuckers going to pay for this shit? Medical for all. Medicare for all. How the fuck are you assholes gonna pay for this shit? I want to hear this bitch's reply. Let's go. How are you gonna pay for this? Let's go.
Carry these out. How at a time when the CBO says our debts and deficits are exploding and are going to cripple us, how do you pay for things like that?
It's an excellent question. First of all, I think we need to kind of look at the damaging history, legislative history of what we've done with our tax.
Bitch, that's not an answer. Answer the fucking question. How do you plan to pay for medical for all? How? God, I swear to God, these fucking cunts and Kamala go on and on and on like they're fucking these genius intellectual people, but they can't answer simple fucking questions. How do you intend to pay for it? How do you intend to pay for it? Well, I grew up in a middle-class family. And then we have AOC over here not explaining shit, like the dumbest fucking person on this fucking planet. How the fuck do you claim all this bullshit and you don't even have a plan? If I'm going to say some dumb shit like, hey guys, I want medical for all. Here's how I'm going to pay for it. I'll do X, Y, and Z. I would have much more respect for the Democratic Party, but it's the fact that these motherfuckers cannot tell you. They don't have a fucking plan, a real legitimate plan. They just bullshit out of their ass about all these magical things they're going to do for you, the people, and they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. We're going to do medical for all. Fucking how? I grew up in a middle-class family. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like these fucking idiots are bred in the same dumb fuck factory over and over and over again. And it blows my fucking mind, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to comment on here real quick. And then, I don't like that, like, they took away the ability to pin comments and leave them pinned. Like, 59 seconds is not enough to keep a comment pinned. Like, can I keep it there? Like, it's my comment. I want to keep it there, but I guess I can't. So, I'm also live on YouTube, guys. For those that don't know, you can join me in the YouTube chats live as well. I'm also on YouTube doing this because I think that it's better to show you guys what I'm reacting to so you can see the level of stupidity with me. So all you got to do to watch the level of stupidity with me is hit my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep reacting to these, but the best way for you to physically watch what I'm watching and to see the stupidity for yourselves is to literally click on my YouTube. It's the same, The Protective Guardian, and come watch, because it's going to be the best way for you to actually see what I'm doing and actually be able to see the full context of what I'm reacting to. So it doesn't just look like pure stupidity and you guys can't only hear the audio. You'll be actually able to see what I'm actually looking at. So once again, YouTube, The Protective Guardian. I try to go live every few days on YouTube. I started using YouTube for React and gaming because obviously it's hard to do it with TikTok. I'm trying to platform out a little bit, even though I haven't tried going live using. Does TikTok have a feature on desktop where it lets you do that? I gotta look into this, but I've always had TikTok on my phone, so I know TikTok's got a desktop app, but I don't know if you can go live and share your screen via TikTok live on desktop. So I don't know, but lately I've been going live on desktop under The Protective Guardian on YouTube. So I do try to do YouTube pretty often. I've been trying to do at least a video every day or two, reacting to different things or gaming. Right now, if you join in, I'm doing a Batman series, playing Batman Arkham Origins dressed as Batman Beyond. That is currently what I'm doing on YouTube under my streaming content. And I'm also reacting right now to AOC. I don't usually react to political stuff, but I heard about this. I heard about her, and I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what she was doing. And I kind of wanted to see for myself what the idiocy would get me. And so here we are. Let's keep going.
Not only did we have a $400 billion GOP tax cut that could have actually forgiven every single federal student loan in America. We spent that money in December, and we spent it on tax cuts for the corporations and the very rich. But it means reviewing the Bush tax cuts. It means making sure that also that we understand the power of.
I don't think people understand how the world actually works. So let me break this down to you, because I don't think AOC understands it either. If you tax the rich a fuck ton of money, and mind you, I think they need to pay it, but they're not going to. But if you tax the rich a shitload of money, okay, if you do it, they are going to cut jobs off, and they are going to make sure they make the same amount of money, whether they want to or not. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. So the rich people are going to keep getting richer no matter what we do, and we can tax them all the yin yang yang. All they're gonna do is fire people and do mass layoffs, and they're still going to make their money no matter what. They don't care. They do not care. So in order to make that stop, you don't tax them that much. So the whole point is they'll make jobs, and the more jobs they make, the more taxes they can collect from the jobs of the people that are working. That's the whole ideology about lowering taxes for the rich. You're putting more money in the economy because they're going to make more jobs and they're going to grow their company because they're not being taxed so bad. That's the entire point behind the system. So when that's why AOC, just watching these videos so far today, is pissing me off, because she doesn't know basic economics 101. And I literally feel like if you took an intro to basic economics, that's literally the number one thing probably would be to tell you that lowering taxes for the rich benefits everybody, because the rich don't care. If you tax them and make them pay their fair share, as much as I think they deserve to pay their fair share, they won't. What they're going to do is, again, they're going to cut jobs and they're going to make people suffer more, which is less taxes. So they're going to make their money up either way. They don't care. They want to make their money. They don't care. So if you lower their taxes, they'll boost the economy and there'll be actually more taxes collected from the people working for them. It's common sense with our capitalism society.
The purse that Congress has, that, when the United States was in the Great Depression, that is when we pursued the New Deal. It was when people precisely said, we have the least amount of ability to do this, that we actually committed to an economically ambitious agenda that transformed the future and the course of this nation. And I think that it is absolutely possible, but what it takes is the political courage to do it.
To raise taxes, to roll back the tax cuts.
And not only that, but also understand that that the federal government does have the ability, in the similar way that we had in the New Deal, to spearhead some of this agenda and some of that financing as well.
There you go. That's what Ben Shapiro calls blabbing on for 2 minutes. She directly answered.
Legislation is the Patriot Act and the Iraq War. In order for us to feel safer in our streets, our churches, our schools, and our homes, we must abolish ICE. This is the legislation that
we must abolish the only organization built to stop domestic terrorism from foreign people coming into our country. Let's demolish the only protection we have against illegal immigrants. Jesus fucking Christ. You can't make these idiots up. I don't know where they're bred from. I would love to know where they're bred from, because Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I've never seen the level of fucking pure stupidity. It is mind-boggling, guys. Absolutely mind-boggling that they do this time and time and time again, and they don't know what they're talking about. It is fantastic.
We need, and this is the legislation that is going to move us forward as a country.
Okay, so that is a commercial from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Shockingly, she beat one of the most powerful members of Congress, Democrat Joe Crowley here of New York, referred to as the King of Queens. And as you can see right there, one of her platform stances.
Jesus Christ, bro. Is it just like a Democratic phenomenon in New York that if you're in there that you're going to have fucking fucked up teeth? Like, is that? Because I swear to God, AOC and whoever the Democrat Crowley have the same issue going on. They look like this. Their teeth all the way out, like a bunch of dumb fucks. This is what AOC and fucking Crowley look like. They got their teeth all fucking like that. Like, bruh, what the fuck, man?
Rid of ICE. Michelle Malkin joins us now, host of Malkin. Michelle Malkin Investigates on CRTV. Michelle, what is this big pull now? Get rid of ICE, as if they are the problem as they crack down on illegal immigration in our country.
Yeah, I don't just question the patriotism of the Abolish ICE movement. I question their sanity. And the danger I see is that it's become a mainstream view. Ocasio-Cortez is a member of the Demo protest, shrieking radical security secretary at the restaurant. The of ICE and President Trump
is... Explain to me, though, how she was a bartender, 4 years ago, and how she's worth $30 million plus dollars? Because I really want to know how I can get into that system. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'm just kidding, by the way. I would never do that because we all know she stole from the American people. Either that or she did insider trading, one or the other. It's always one or the other, because there is no fucking way making $200,000 a year. Your ass can, in 4 years, can make $33 million without doing illegal activity. I will eat my flex tape. There is no fucking way that you can make. Let me verify. I don't want to be speaking on my ass. Let me see how much this bitch is worth. Right now, as we talk, how much is this bitch worth? How much is she worth right now? Bullshit. They just did a thing on her the other day where she was worth 300 million or 30 million or some shit. Wait, hold up. Cortez net worth estimated to be around 200,000. Okay, so maybe she isn't corrupt. Maybe I might have been bullshit. Okay, I'll admit that. Maybe I might have been bullshit, but I swear to God, it was negative 9,000 when she got in office. What is it at now? Closure filed when she has a $3,000 to $45,000 in assets. $50,000. Okay, maybe she's not evil. Okay, I might have been wrong. Was it saying her net worth's only $200,000? But I don't believe that for some reason, because typically. Okay, pension plan owes at least $15,000 in student debt. Cortez has a net worth of $29 million. I was right. Okay, most of these sites at their sources of an article known as CAKnowledge.com website that previously made unsubstantiated claims. Fuck. Okay, so she's not worth that much. Okay, so I was wrong. AOC is actually not worth 30 million or some shit. Like, I really, wow. See, this is what I'm telling you. Fake media pisses me off. This is why, because I literally just lied out of my fucking ass about this cunt, and then only to turn around and be like, oh fuck, she's not $30 million rich right now. So that kind of makes me feel a little bit like an ass, not gonna lie. All right, well, I don't know what to think about her yet, guys. I think that she definitely is an idiot. I think she's dumber than Kamala, which is very, very hard to do. So congrats to her for being able to pull that off. Not only is she dumber than Kamala, she happens to have worse teeth. Because Jesus Christ, why did her dentist not fix that shit? She's a politician. That shit is free. Because looking like this is not okay, bro. Like, come on, fix your teeth. My teeth are fine. See? Look at that. Perfectly not fucking chipmunked over my top lip like AOC over here. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you next one. You're gonna die from, which is fine. All right, guys. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one too. I'm gonna peace.